if Eugene wins, I'll probably play Reiner forever.
This is on tape.
Yeah, and I'm fine with it.
Okay, fine.
I mean, if anyone could do it, it's Eugene. But I do think that the odds might be stacked against him, somewhat.
Welcome to Energy Potion, a Flesh and Blood podcast, where we chat about trying, failing, and sometimes succeeding to play Flesh and Blood as competitively as we can.
I'm the ideas guy, John. I'm good at ideas.
Talking of ideas.
I have too many ideas.
Talking of ideas. How did your idea for playing Katsu go
I think
at the weekend?
I think it's a great idea.
Okay. How did it go?
Execution is still
How did it go?
poorly.
Okay.
But the deck I played on Saturday at the Armory was a good deck. I played 3 bad matchups, and they were all very close.
Okay.
With a bit of fine-tuning and a bit more, generally better play from myself. I think I could have easily won those games and gone on to win the entire night, and maybe even the Pro Tour. The list I played last night was so bad it caused a power cut. But that's because as I was going through the box of Katsu cards to pull out the 3 prismatic ley lines to lend Callum for their Ira video that's coming up very soon, and probably before this goes out, actually, I saw 3 Flood of Forces sleeved up.
Yeah.
In my Katsu sleeves.
It's one of your favourite Katsu cards.
It actually might be my favourite Katsu card ever. And so I thought, well, if ever there was a time to play a Flood of Force, we just got 9, if not 12 new cards with combo. Perfect. I'll put them in. That deck is still bad.
Okay.
I did do like a 40 damage turn into Lucian playing Victor.
Nice.
But he was playing Victor, so I lost.
So he blocked
because I was
swung back with a hammer.
I was on 6,
yep.
And he was on 38.
Yeah.
So I got him to like 6, and then he presented a Golden Sun for 16 with overpower, and I died. But I also think the other build of Katsu would probably struggle with Victor, so it is what it is.
Yeah.
But this like hyper aggro list that's playing obviously Be Like Water and more of the non-combo stuff. I think it's playing a couple of Raids of Reflexes. I'm flexing on Snatch and Snapdragons. I think Breeze Rider Boots are probably still correct. Anyway, this more hyper-aggressive forcing breakpoints .katsu list is actually going to be very strong. And it's very good into decks that either can't block with breakpoints, obviously, as he always has been, or don't want to, which, again, as an aggro punishing deck is what he's good at. I think if we see a metagame where Slippy and Syndra are the decks to beat, I think Katsu fills that goal pretty nicely.
Yeah.
I also think he catches number 3 in Gravy quite nicely as well. As a ninja that can play Mark of Momentum, that can punish playing out allies willy-nilly. He can hit some nice breakpoints, and obviously, because he's Fab 1.0 templating, when he hits anything,
yep,
he is getting a card that combos with that card that just hit. So he's very well positioned into those heroes. Obviously, considerably more poorly positioned into the Earth heroes, but if they're taking a back seat because of the prevalence of Gravy, then it's time for Katsu to shine. I do think the Earth heroes will be coming back, though, so maybe temper those expectations somewhat.
Because the meta's had a big change. The meta's had a huge emotional change this week.
Has it?
Azalea's gone.
Who?
What? What do you mean, who?
Never heard of her.
I went through a phase of playing Azalea.
I
wasn't as good as Lexi, but
I didn't.
Azalea was fun.
No,
Azalea was also fun to play against.
not really.
Azalea's gone.
I'm glad. I'm happy.
Well, okay. Now I play Syndra. Syndra's happy. Syndra's happy Azalea's gone.
I think Syndra will take it. I think a lot of aggro decks will take it. I do also think the one issue I had with Azalea is that like all of her matchups that were quote unquote favoured were favoured if she found Red Ledger. Like playing Katsu into Azalea was very much a matter of I can probably kill Azalea in 3 turns because she's not blocking.
Yep.
She can't block. Unless she finds a red or a knock and can dominate it, or even just pump it to 14. And then it's like, well, I actually don't get to play the game. So it's like, do I justify bringing in D-Reacts to sort of hedge that, or do I just go cool, go full at the face? It was probably the first major deck, Rhino not included, I suppose, that like was very variance based, and a lot of the outsider stuff mitigated that by essentially just making her power spikes even higher and making them more consistent. It's very rare nowadays. Well, I suppose it's going to be very rare actually, but it's very rare nowadays that you saw an Azalea actually hit a proper brick turn.
It still happened. You still got the 5 pump hand.
Yeah, you still got the 5 pump hand, but again, it didn't happen nearly as much because they were playing borderline like it was like 27-33 split, maybe 30-33 split. I don't know. Not quite the Vis full 30-30 split, but close. So she had obviously the ops and the ways to counteract it and the codexes and stuff and loads of ways to essentially make sure that she never did have that full brick turn. She was always presenting something, which was meant to be one of her weaknesses, right? Was that she could not have an arrow, and then by making her more consistent, making her
because consistency matters. Consistency is good.
Well, it does, but that's what I mean. It brings it back to the whole thing where she's still, despite that, became a hero of these big peaks and troughs of variance, right? Because again, she could have the hand which is 14 dominated in the ledger, or it could be a hand that is blue spire sniping for 6 dominate, and you're like, cool, why?
But everyone had to have a plan for her. You always had to have a plan for Azalea. However, I'm not sure it frees up much by way of deck slots, because I think the plan for Azalea for any deck, defensive or aggro, was the cards for Azalea covered other things as well. Like I'm running Warmongers. Warmongers was good into Azalea. But it's also good into other matchups, right? I'm not taking the Warmongers out because Azalea's gone. I'm keeping them for Vincent. I'm keeping them, I mean, it's good into Vincent. You catch Vincent at the right time, keep them. Okay, I don't need them for Gravy, but I'll side them in.
I mean, Gravy is the one I would say, yeah. Yes. Gravy springs to mind before Vincent.
Well, the thing is, I think actually Syndra doesn't... if Vincent didn't exist, I'd consider taking them out.
I mean, specifically for Syndra, I will give you that.
I don't think needs them for Gravy. But I still am curious as to how those Gravies beat Syndra at the calling. Is it calling? Yeah.
It's aggro. It's aggro. That list that I was playing the other day, not aggressive enough.
No.
Needs more aggro.
Yeah. Well,
that's how they're doing it.
Yeah.
More boats, more saltwater swells, no whalers. That's the kicker. That's the answer.
So you're not going to miss Azalea, is what we're down to.
No, I'm not going to miss
Should
Azalea.
people miss Azalea from the meta?
No. Again, she was at a point where like people were already either casting her off or not really. She wasn't the deck you were preparing for in the room. She wasn't probably even in the top 5 decks you were preparing for in the room. But everyone has been playing long enough to know that she's there. So you maybe even subconsciously have the plan for Azalea, right? So you don't gain much by her going. You gain a bit of, mental relief from knowing that you don't have to worry about a dominated arrow for 18 anymore.
Yeah.
And I suppose you could argue there isn't really a hero to fill the gap because Marlin's doing an impression of Azalea, but she's also doing her own thing. And I can actually respect that Marlin, in the right hands, is quite scary and is quite a threat. But like this, as a Katsu player, you don't want to see Marlin. Because you can't present enough offensive pressure. And your 3-card hands are a lot worse than your 4-card hands. But in terms of sideboarding, in terms of preparing for a big event or even a smaller event, I don't know how much mental bandwidth you're gaining back from the ace in the hole moving on.
What does that mean for Fab as a whole, though? Because the Living Legend system is unique to Fab, and this hero who has been around since the second set, since Arcane Rising, has just disappeared, kind of out of the blue as well. Like she was on 999, and somehow, I mean, I wasn't watching this Battle Hardens. This sort of went under, and it sort of went under the radar, and then suddenly she's gone, and it's meant to shake the meta up, isn't it?
Well, NL to a point is not a balancing tool, as has often been said.
Yeah.
It's not a tool for balancing the metagame. It's simply a tool for keeping it fresh and up to date and interesting. And that is the way we have to look at it. But in this case, it's more. I think it is more just like a celebration of Azalea and her time in the game. We can go like, cool, she's done her time. A lot of us thought she was going to go out in the national season anyway. So the fact that she actually did end up going before Pro Tour, there would have been people would have played her at Pro Tour. So there is that. Like, that is annoying for them. But I can guarantee you that every single one of them is happy to see her go, bittersweet to see her go. They're happy that she's finally made it, and they all would have brought another deck. Guaranteed. Because you have to be a certain kind of crazy to bring a hero on 999 to a Pro Tour and not have a backup. Because again, I saw that top 8 like posted for that battle hard in Budapest or Bucharest. I'm really sorry, I forgot which one it is. And I was like, she could do it. Looking at that top 8, there are matchups there that she can win. And again, if Azalea rolls, she rolls.
Yeah.
And again, as we're getting more and more heroes into the game, we do need to start losing some heroes. We need to start seeing them going. Thankfully, the impact of losing Death Dealer isn't felt too heavily. Like the Marlin builds with Death Dealer never really materialized.
I never saw it.
I saw it tested. I saw it played. I saw it do some very silly stuff. I saw it fluff a lot of turns. And so you go, cool. The Harpoon stuff is actually a lot scarier. Harpoon expansion slot when, John? Next set maybe.
Next set. Super Slam's got the most expansion slots ever.
Yeah, I can't wait for the green Harpoon. It's green cards.
Who else next? Because we're not close now. We're not close now. Everyone who was kind of on the cusp for such a long time has gone. I think the next highest is what, 700 and something.
I'm going to do some on the fly
LL
research.
Points.
Could be Fi.
Fi's like he's close, but he's not that close. He's 800 and something points, I think.
Yeah.
So he's 2 to 3 events away from LL.
Yeah, he's a very consistent season for an otherwise inconsistent hero.
So he's still 3 events, 2 to 3 events away from LL. 2 to 3 big wins.
I mean, I think he's maybe close to 2 to 3 years away from LL.
Well, this is it. You see, like that might be one a year.
Unfortunately, it does very much feel like if you're playing a Draconic Ninja, that's one to play. And there is actually a hero above Fi on the LL table.
Who's that?
Well, you got to guess, John. It's guess at home now. If you
guess at home now, I don't know. Who could possibly be above Fi and not have LL'd already? Kano.
It's Kano.
Kano.
Of course, it's Kano. Kano is 34. Okay, no, he's on 834, and Fi is on 805.
Yeah,
so you're very close.
So Kano is that hero who will pick up those missing wins in the next 12 months.
He will farm ProQuest seasons as well.
Yep.
He'll win the first Battle Hardened of every new set season too.
Yep.
As everyone tries to play new heroes and forgets to bring AB.
Yep. As he always does.
As he always will do.
Until he LLs in the next...
Well, again, there was a card printed to deliberately stop him. He's still got 45 points this season so far. He will do silly stuff with open the floodgates. He'll do less silly stuff with pitch stack stuff, depending on the metagame. He has his devoted fans, so people will be consistently playing Kano forever. Although, obviously, one of his biggest advocates in Margin Bay has jumped ship to Verdant, so maybe that is a bit of a sign of the times. But again, Wizards have the options now to go, cool, is this a metagame where people are respecting Kano? Fantastic, I'll play one of the other 2.
Yep.
And if the answer is no, fantastic, I will be opening 3 floodgates.
Yeah.
Every game. Until he's gone. And then they'll print another one. They'll probably print adult, what's her face, Blaze.
Who people think is going to be cool but not competitive.
Yeah, which is what everyone said about Kano.
Oh, that's true.
I was there.
Yep,
I was there in the early days. And what's crazy is that a lot of his kit from the early days is still pretty good. So maybe I think actually he probably was good back then. We just weren't smart enough to see it.
He was the toughest hero I've ever tried to learn to play.
Yeah,
by far.
Yeah, you should play Rhino.
Oh no, wait! I tried Levia once.
Levia, as I said in the chat the other day, the hero that is actively always trying to kill both you and your opponent, and it's a coin flip on every single turn which one that is.
I mean, yeah, she's fun, but difficult.
Yeah, she's the deck I think with the highest power ceiling because she can kill both of you. Like not many heroes can do that.
Talking power ceiling.
Yeah.
We've been discussing maybe my new favorite hero. And
Katsu.
no, not Katsu. But one that even the LSS devs have devoted an entire article to supporting.
Oh, Gravy. No.
Tough Nut.
Oh, right. Well, they
He doesn't have a power ceiling. He's just pure value.
He has a power floor.
He's got a power floor, and that floor is 16 every turn.
Well, there are ways to mitigate it, but yes, for the most part.
Like it's a hero who, off of a 3-card hand, sends 16 every turn.
Sometimes, yeah.
In value. Not sends.
Well,
blocks.
So
16 value.
The issue is, John, is that you have to block with those 3 cards in your hand.
Which are blue block 3s.
Yes.
And then you tap yourself to pitch the top card of your deck.
And throw a rock
is
for
a
7,
blue block 3.
Yes.
And then you
Because
send
you're playing
rock
60 blue
for 7. And that is, in my head, 16
That
value.
is, yeah, so unfortunately...
Math's mathing.
Math is mathing. What if, for example, John, they attack you for 6? What then?
What, just 6?
Yeah, just 6.
I pee myself.
Then you can't swing your rock.
Oh, good point.
Because you've got a card in your hand.
Can't you pitch it? No.
No. As I said, he is a tough nut to crack. He has a lot of weaknesses that are very easily exploitable by anyone who has a basic reading comprehension.
Obviously not me.
Well, yeah, we've discounted a large factor of the Flesh and Blood player base there, so he'll probably get some wins. Also, we don't know, we haven't seen actually any of his cards. Well, that's a lie. We've seen 3 of his cards.
Overblock.
Okay, you can overblock, but I also then think you get fatigued.
Maybe, but I'm swinging back for 7.
The answer is blue 0-cost cards, like Barrage and Beatdown, and Whisper of the Oracle.
Also, why have I just got 60 cards in the deck?
Well, you could overpitch.
Could run 70
I think Tough Nut will be a very interesting design space. I'm very curious to see where they go with him. I would like to think the final product that they are envisioning for him is a rock build, but isn't 60 blue block 3s. I would like that to be the case. I would also, to be fair, not mind if they just put this hero out there and go, this is your new damage limit test deck. Like Fi used to be it. Like, can you out damage Fi? Then you're above rate. If you under damage Fi, you need to look at something else. It could just be that Tough Nut is 16 is the new 13, and that's how we're doing things. And it wouldn't surprise me because 16 probably does feel like the new 13. If I'm not doing more than 16 damage on a turn, I'm like, well, that wasn't that crazy, was it?
16 is maybe well, it's not quite average value. Yeah, average value across the game for Syndra.
Yes.
16 is probably average value across the game for Syndra.
Yeah, it's 4 0 for 4s, right? So the Aurora.
Yeah.
So yeah, 16 maybe is, like I said, the new damage ceiling to a degree. And I will be diverting a lot of time to Tough Nut. I'll be diverting a lot of time to the KOs as well. I might even play a bit of Rhino.
A bit. Will there be any Rhino at Pro Tour?
Yeah, Eugene will be there.
Okay. Who's going to win?
Probably Eugene.
Eugene or Rhino? Just to spite you, to encourage you to play Rhino more.
If Eugene wins, I'll probably play Rhino forever.
This is on tape.
Yeah, and I'm fine with it.
Okay, fine.
I mean, if anyone could do it, it's Eugene. But I do think that the odds might be stacked against him, somewhat. Although Sea Legs is a really good card, so maybe.
Sea Legs is the best brute card from the new set.
Mm-hmm.
So
from any brute set, actually.
But yeah, maybe.
Really. Maybe Blood Rush isn't. Blood Rush might be better. But I'm interested in Tough Nut. I'm interested in KO. I'm not interested as much in Pleiades, even though I am technically a Guardian player. I'm more interested in seeing the stuff that I think the revered half of the card pool will bring to the untalented side. Like I want to see the 6s and the 7s, the 8s in Brute and in Guardian that can be used by Reiner and Bravo. Like I want to see some of this love come back to Welcome to Wraith, as I always say, because Katsu's got the love. Like they've shown that they're happy to do it. They're happy to print these cards and support the Wraith heroes. Like Dory probably doesn't need much help. I think she's actually in a pretty good spot right now. Probably exactly where they want her. And that Dawnblade's pretty decent. Hatchets are fine. You can play a dagger build, I suppose, if you're real masochist. But Bravo and Reiner, well, actually, to be fair, Reiner, you could argue, is still actually is in a better place he's ever been. It is just poor little Bravo in the corner, sat there, twiddling his Anothos.
Yep.
Waxing his chest for his crippling crush. You know.
I've not seen a Bravo in ages.
Well, not locally, no. And that's considering there were many of us.
Yeah.
Moons ago. I mean, I could sleeve him up. Starshock's a good card. Crippling Crush is a good card.
Yeah, but you've got Katsu, you've got Rhinar.
And
Gravy.
I've got Victor. And I've got Jarl. And I've got these other Guardians. That
I forgot about Jarl. I want to play Jarl.
Everyone does. And soon I have Valda, who might just do what Bravo wants to do and do it a bit better. So we're kind of looking at hopefully seeing a lot of support for them. And obviously we're going to get a Guardian Mastery set real soon. And maybe that is the little push that Bravo needs. But again, it's very hard to see cards buffing Bravo that don't just buff Victor and Valda and Jarl instead.
I'm sure there's a way.
I can think of like 5 ways off the top of my head, John. And they all say specialization. For all of them.
Which he might get.
I think he could. But then, like I said, bringing it back to Super Slam, we could see cards in the base set that just sort of play nicely into how Bravo wants to play. And we could see an expansion slot go for him, for example. If there's 31 around, maybe he gets one.
And there was the King Bravo build a few years ago, which did very well at one point.
Well, that's going to be Volder, I think.
But the point is, there's a card pool. You don't have to just improve the current decks and tweak the current meta decks. Well, maybe there's a whole new build for Bravo out there out of Guardian Mastery
they
set.
could make him his own sort of archetype, because as it stands right now, Bravo's archetype, quote, the results, the deck that's seen the most results is just this Rampart Fatigue build.
Yeah,
they've got CYB kind of banned, which again I actually don't mind playing. I think it's a fun experience to just block everything your opponent's throwing and swing hammer. And I think playing on the other side, it is a test of, do you understand how to maximize the efficiency of your deck? Obviously, for a lot of players, seeing a CYB resolved is akin to torture. So I can understand it going.
I feel differently.
Precisely.
But
the game and the world is full of people with different opinions, and that's fine. That's good. So I would love to see, Bravo get his time in the sun. I would love to see some cards printed that obviously work in the draft format to buff these revered heroes that care about the bigger numbers. I would love to see a blue 6 for Reiner.
Last time you said that, we got KO.
I got a whole hero.
You got a whole hero that gave us more brute blue 6s.
We didn't actually get any blue 6s, John.
I know, but you got a whole hero that gave you...
Yeah, and now they printed a KO that actually makes his own blue 6s.
Yeah.
Which is quite funny, because you'd be able to attack with them. Maybe we'll get run roughshod yellow and red. That'd be fun. That'd be really strong, John.
I don't know how I feel about that. Maybe no.
I think a no.
I think no.
But I'd like it.
Well, yes.
But like a 1 for 7 would be pretty good.
Kind of breaks the maths. Maths not mathing.
Well, 16 is the new 13, so we need to get to that number.
I have to work hard for my 16 with Syndra.
No, you don't.
I do. Mm-hmm. I've got to say no blocks.
Yeah, it's tough.
Maybe even 3 or 4 times.
Yeah, it's really stretching those vocal cords, aren't we, John? But then, like I said, as Fi was before and as maybe Toughen Up will be, Syndra right now is the damage check deck. If you can match her speed, which I don't think many heroes can, or you can keep pace with her and disrupt, which is why Slippy's come to the top of the meta game, then you have your niche. If you can't do that, like if you're a Guardian, I mean, Victor can to a degree because Clash is very strong, but like that used to be Bravo's bread and butter. Used to be, you block a little bit, you present a disruptive attack, they have to block, and you get to punish their poor blocking. Whereas now, like, they're going so fast that probably doesn't get the space. Victor does because he gets to draw an extra card. Volder will because she'll be able to exploit making seismic surgeon and stuff. Even Jarl, I think, actually struggles into Syndra. Like without destroying flick knives, I think Jarl is almost unfavored in that matchup because the pressure's too much and he's playing 2 blocks and all that kind of stuff, and doesn't get the space to do the turns that he wants to do. I'm curious to see where we're going. Obviously for Super Slam in regards to the tangent I've just been on, but also in regards to Guardian Mastery Pass. Mastery Pass? No. Mastery Pack. And also I'm pretty sure we're due an Armory deck. See, am I imagining
We're getting
that?
Pleiades, aren't we?
Is Pleiades
Pleiades is the armor, is the Super
there
Slam
might have been
armor
another one
deck.
before then, but I guess to be fair, it's September, right?
Yeah, September.
So it's not that long.
So
It's like 5 minutes.
we're getting the Pleiades. Well, yeah,
Getting Pleiades, we're getting
summer, blink and you miss it, and now we're in September.
Yeah, Guardian's getting its first and then second waifu very, very quickly. Volder for the Muscle Mummy fans, straight into Pleiades for a little bit of a culture break from the rest of Fab with the electric guitar, but I'll allow it.
It looks pretty cool.
It's literally just the rule of cool. I'll allow it.
Not my hero, but looks cool.
Yeah, I when she match her Grande's me for like 14, I will be like, I don't think you could match her.
We can cut that.
We might have to cut that, and hopefully they're all right. Yeah. Otherwise, again, this thing we don't have a clue what Pleiades is going to do.
Yeah.
I don't really have a clue how Lyeth or Nucleo are going to play either. Daphna's the only one we have any idea of, so I almost guarantee that he's not going to play the way we think he does.
No, exactly. But I almost want him to play the way because that's value Fab.
Well, the beauty is, John, you can play him like that. The cards are there.
And I will when I borrow your Tough Nut.
When you borrow, well, implying I'm not playing Rhino, but yeah, sure.
Well, just on those nights when you're testing Katsu or Dory. Or Bravo.
Maybe Borvo, yeah. I do miss Borvo. Miss them all, John. I miss Welcome to Wraith. It's going to be very very telling that all 4 Arc heroes are going to LL before any Welcome to Wraith hero does.
Yeah.
3 down. Well, yeah, because
Yes.
Dash went, remember?
Yeah, Dash went.
How will that impact the meta, John?
What, Dash?
Dash IE.
I'm very sad.
Mm.
There was a build I wanted to play and just never found time for.
Mm.
So I am sad about that.
Mm.
But to be fair, it doesn't, does it?
No.
Nobody was. But that's kind of the sneakiness of the Arc heroes is they've just sort of got these random little wins out of nowhere that the WTR heroes haven't managed.
I think Dash is Dash going is proof that the Wraith heroes can go. Because Dash is the closest thing to the fair hero sort of ideology of the way that Welcome to Wraith is designed.
But the thing with the Arc heroes is that they were able to push the edges of what you can do in Flesh and Blood in a way that the Welcome to Wraith heroes couldn't. And the builds that got them all those points were pushing a particular aspect or angle of the game in a way that WTR heroes are just almost too fair and balanced.
Welcome to Wraith is a set all about fundamentals. Then Arc comes along and goes, okay, so we're going to take the inverse of those and sort of push the edges, like you said. And so it's very telling that the set designed around pushing those marginal edges goes first. But obviously, it's entirely understandable.
Because the metagame is wide enough that pushing the edges matters. If you push the right edge into the right meta and play it well, right, not taking away from player skill here, and play it well, then you win big tournaments.
Yeah.
But if you're bringing a fair and balanced deck, you lose eventually to somebody who's pushed the edge in a way that you can't.
Well, that's the thing, John. It is you will always, almost always, there will be exceptions, perform better at these events playing the deck that asks questions than by playing the deck that answers them.
Yeah.
And the Wraith heroes, for the most part, Dory, like Dawnblade Dory, is a deck that asks questions, I suppose. But like Hatchet's Dory, for example, even Rhino to a degree, like but Bravo, Katsu are all decks that, for most of their life in the metagame, have been decks that equally ask a question, answer a question, like play a bit of defense, play a bit of offense, that kind of stuff. Like Katsu in his prime was like control Katsu, and then obviously when he was playing this hyper aggro multi bonds build, you could argue, yes, he's asking the question, and the question is, why are you not playing Zen? But even from like their design philosophy and like unbanning only red bonds, it's very clear that they want Welcome to Aetherius to stay as these question answerers as opposed to these question askers, because maybe they're attached to them, maybe they don't want them to go, or maybe they want them to be there as like nice nostalgia bait for us older players, or maybe they want them to be there for the newer players to look back and be like, oh look, a hero from ages ago, let's play him, and then realize that's a bad idea. I don't know.
Maybe they're planning on supporting them in 5 years' time for the 10-year anniversary, and they can go, look at these heroes LLing after 10 years.
The thing is, John, they can't release the extra busted reimagined versions of them until they all LL. You can't get Reiner 2.
We did.
No, we didn't.
Heavy hitters.
That doesn't count.
We got Reiner. Again.
Thank you very much for listening to this episode of Energy Potion, a Flesh and Blood podcast. If you liked it, please like and consider subscribing for more. If you disagree with any of these opinions, please let us know in the comments, and we will either defend them robustly or completely cave and agree with you. We can't wait to bring you more of this. Thanks again. This podcast was made possible with help from the team at Le Bon Tutu Productions and a special donation from the Cracked Bauble Appreciation Society and their sponsors.